The camera fades in through the sound of soft rain against an old cabin window. The narrator's voice enters low and steady. Sometimes, the kindest act goes unseen, but every now and then, the world notices. The screen cuts to a tired man packing a small duffel bag. His hands are rough, marked by old scars, and on his wrist, a faded military band reads, Charlie, U.S. Army vet. His name is Charlie Dawson, a single dad who's been raising his little girl, Emma, alone since his wife died during his last deployment. Charlie isn't rich. He lives in a quiet log cabin deep in the mountains of Montana. Every day starts early, chopping wood, making Emma's school lunch, and sometimes driving 2 hours just to get her to her small-town classroom. He doesn't complain, he just smiles and says, "We got this, kiddo." When a letter arrived saying a veterans charity wanted to honor him in Washington, D.C. for his service, he almost didn't go. "I'm not that guy," he'd said. But Emma had that sparkle in her eyes. "Daddy, you always tell me heroes show up even when they don't feel like it. Maybe it's your turn." So, he packed his worn-out boots, his late wife's photo, and boarded a flight for the first time in years. Charlie was assigned a first-class seat, a gift from the charity. As he settled in, a flight attendant whispered about a last-minute passenger, a woman in a wheelchair with severe burn scars, trying to make it to a hospital in D.C. for reconstructive surgery. Her name was Maya, and people avoided looking at her. Some even moved their seats away when she came close. Charlie stood up quietly, without a word, and said, "Ma'am, take my seat. Please." She looked shocked. "No, you don't have to." He smiled softly. "My mama taught me you never let someone travel alone when they're carrying more pain than luggage." He helped her settle into first class, then walked to the very back of the plane and took a cramped middle seat between two strangers. He didn't post about it, didn't take a picture. It was just what his heart told him to do. When they landed, Maya thanked him, tears in her eyes. "You have no idea what this means to me." Charlie just said, "You'd have done the same," and walked away. The next day, back at his cabin, Charlie was splitting logs when he heard a deep rumble overhead. The ground shook slightly, and Emma ran outside shouting, "Daddy! There's a helicopter." It wasn't just any helicopter, it was Marine One, the official aircraft of the President of the United States. Charlie froze, his axe dropping into the snow. Soldiers in dress uniforms stepped out, followed by a Secret Service agent. "Mr. Charles Dawson." He nodded, confused. "Sir, the President would like to speak with you." Moments later, the President himself stepped out of the aircraft, smiling warmly. "Mr. Dawson, I believe you gave up your seat yesterday for a woman named Maya Patel." Charlie blinked. Yes, sir. She needed it more than I did." The President placed a hand on his shoulder. "That woman is one of our country's top burn surgeons. She's been saving soldiers' lives for years, including one of mine. You didn't just give up a seat. You reminded this nation what quiet heroism looks like." The President turned toward the cameras that had now appeared from the side. "We need more Americans like this man." Charlie looked down, embarrassed. "I didn't do it for attention." "I know," the President said. "That's what makes it powerful." He handed Charlie a folded American flag and a medal that glistened under the morning sun. "For service, beyond the battlefield." Emma ran up and hugged her dad's leg. Tears filled his eyes as he knelt down to hold her close. The President smiled. "Your dad just reminded all of us that heroes aren't always wearing uniforms. Sometimes, they're just good fathers raising good hearts." That evening, as Marine One lifted off and disappeared into the clouds, the neighbors gathered near the cabin. Word had spread fast. Reporters called, but Charlie refused interviews. He just sat on his porch, holding a cup of coffee, whispering to his wife's photo, "Guess I did something right, huh, Sarah?" Emma came out, wrapped in her daddy's old army jacket. "Dad, are you famous now?" He laughed. "Nah, kiddo. Just lucky I met someone who needed a little kindness." The camera zooms out slowly, showing the cabin surrounded by endless forest and mountains, the American flag fluttering softly in the evening breeze. The narrator's voice returns, calm but powerful. "Sometimes the greatest battles are fought far from war. And sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can echo louder than 1,000 medals. So if you ever get a chance to be someone's light, don't hesitate. The world's watching, even when you think it isn't." Then comes the closer If this story touched your heart, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness still matters, and subscribe for more stories that prove heroes still walk among us.